to Jai Long, and this is Make Your Break. Whether you're a big-hearted creative or an aspiring entrepreneur, let's take action on your dreams, reconnecting you with your why and giving you the how. I'm here to dish out actionable mindset tips and fun industry secrets to help you blow up your biz. From eye-opening reality checks to motivational gold, no two episodes are ever the same. So tune in weekly, skip the FOMO, and let's dive into the deep together. Hey, do you ever struggle with your mindset? Do you struggle with people around you with maybe it's negative energy, people not bringing you up? Do you struggle with your inner circle? Or is there somebody that's not best serving you right now? Do you have limiting beliefs with where you can go, what you can do, and if you can hit those unrealistic goals? I'm going to talk about mindset today. If you don't know who I am, my name is Jai. I'm a business coach. I've been a business coach since 2015 for creatives, for wedding photographers. And one thing I've been teaching since 2015 is mindset. That's one of the things I absolutely believe in. In this episode, I'm going to do some mindset training, and hopefully we can challenge you a little bit, but not too much so you get scared and you never come back to my podcast. But mindset is always something that we work on. It's a continuum, right? You don't just snap your fingers and then we're there. Like, we've always constantly evolving, growing, being challenged, learning something new. And that's what today is all about. Now, I'm really excited about today's solo episode. I'm excited to bring you a different perspective, and I'm excited to bring you some energy so you can get out there, get to work, and make those unrealistic goals come true, right? Now, before we get started into today's episode, the Six-Figure Business Map, my coaching program, 12-month coaching program is opening up. I'm really excited about this one because it's the last one for the year. We're bringing in, I believe there's going to be a lot of people, but we're limiting enrollments to only 300 people, which might sound like a lot, but we've got thousands of people on the wait list, so I know it's going to be a big deal. So I'm really excited about that. I've been coaching so many people throughout the pandemic, through 2020, 2021, and I'm really excited that people have been showing up. All my sailors have been showing up. They've been putting in all the work, and now they're starting to get big results as we open up for 2022, and they're in the right position to really take on a lot of work, best serve their clients, and make some extra income, and maybe even take back some time as well. I think those things are so important. So if you do want to know about the map, about building a strategy for you, go over to jailong.co and all the information will be there. You'll see a link, you'll see a countdown timer, you'll see I put a video on the waitlist page to show you, it's a 20-minute video to show you exactly what's inside. So I do a step-by-step from the onboarding sequence, how I get to know your business, to a sneak peek inside the coaching calls and how it all works as well. So go over to jailong.co, have a sneak peek into that, and if you have any questions, of course, get onto my Instagram, jailong.co. I'm always there, and I've always got time for you. So get on there, and it's me personally. Everyone always writes to me every day, Jai, is this actually you? Yes, it's me. I don't outsource my Instagram to anybody. I'll never do that to you. So get on there and have a chat to me. I'm always there and I'm always open. Hopefully, you get a lot from today's episode, and enjoy. Okay, I want to start this episode by saying, if the things that I talk about today challenge you in some way, now you got to see this as a positive. It's challenging you because we get challenged when somebody challenges our own beliefs. So we're challenging our own beliefs. It's a great way actually to identify what we need to work on. So if I say something and you're like, oh man, I feel uncomfortable with that, or maybe that's how I feel, then we've identified there's a problem somewhere and we need to start working on that problem. Now, I'm going to be I am talking about right now, I'm talking about haters, naysayers, I'm talking about creators, I'm talking about all those little voices in our head. We're talking about those bad reviews we get, the negative messages from our parents, from our friends, from our co-workers on Instagram, like wherever it shows up. And now, I've been in this industry for a long time, and I know people show up. Haters show up in all different forms, all different shapes, forms. And sometimes it could be from someone that you don't expect it to be. Like someone like maybe it's your spouse, maybe it's your child, maybe it's your parents, maybe it's your best friend or something like that. So a few things here. One is we are the result, or we are as good or as successful as the 5 people we hang out with. Now, you've heard this concept before, and a lot of very knowledgeable and influential people always talk about this, right? And there is a reason for it. But sometimes we take it on board and we think about it, and it can be crippling. It can be really negative because we think, well, I don't want to get rid of my friends. I don't want to get rid of my family. Like, what do you mean? You're challenging me. Now, I do believe what happens is you're going to grow, and we all grow. And when you start growing, if you have people that are trying to hold you back, and it sounds like this, like, hey, that's too risky. You shouldn't do that. Or have you thought about it? Have you thought it through? Should slow down. You shouldn't be doing that. It's too big. It's too hard. You're not smart enough. You don't have enough followers. Like, whatever it is, you don't have enough tension. Whatever it is for you, but there's someone. Have you got a backup plan? People say that. Have you got savings? Like, what are you going to do when it all goes wrong? What's plan B? People are always going to say these things, right? Now, I want to say one thing that I want you to realize is people say this out of love because they care for you. Of course, they're thinking about your well-being. So that's first and foremost. You can't attack these people. They have your best interests at heart. Of course they do. They also have their best interests at heart, because the thing is, if you are as good as the 5 people that you hang out with, and then one person challenges us and they're going to break away from those 5 people, then of course we don't want change. And as humans, we hate change, and we will try to, in our best power, to stop people from changing, from growing, from evolving, from getting that next level of success, because it challenges us on a deeper level. Like, maybe I should be doing that too because I need to step up now. Or maybe we're scared that we're going to lose you, right? Like, you're getting so much success, you're getting attention, like people are referring you, like you're on podcasts, you're doing all these things, you're hitting these big goals. So you're challenging other people's beliefs, but also they see you slipping away because you're going to join a new group of 5 people. Does that make sense? As we grow, like a lot of us, we don't have the same friends as we did when we were in primary school or high school or in college, or, you know, from every job that we have, but we have resonated with certain people, and we've grown with some, and we've let go of some, we've outgrown on many, and we are here now, and we got to know that we keep evolving. When I say you're only as good as the 5 people you hang out with, if you are just like myself and sometimes you feel like you don't have enough people in your corner that's supportive or that are inspiring, doing crazy things that you want in your life, of course, we can listen to podcasts. I believe that's someone in your corner, someone that you're hanging out with. You can read a book. You know, you could watch a documentary. You could join a mastermind. You could hire a coach. You're hanging out. If one of the people out of the four other people, like if one of them is your coach, like that's pretty cool, right? I'll consider someone like that as in my 5. Now, with this challenging with the 5, I bet you right now, if you went around to the 5 people that you hang out with most, and I can almost guarantee this, I bet you make the same amount of money as they do, get the same amount of bookings. Maybe you have the same amount of followers. Maybe you got the same ambitions. Maybe you all have the same dreams. Or maybe you're just a step ahead or a step behind. And so when I think about that, if you want to make 6 figures, like, do all your friends make 6 figures? If you want to quit your job and go full time, do your friends, do they have the courage to quit their job, go full time? If you want to make 7 figures, do your friends make 7 figures? Because if they don't, maybe you're outgrowing them, and maybe you need to find a new circle. Now, that's some hard truth for sure. But I do believe as I've grown myself, I've found the rooms that I need to be in. I've found the people, and I've spent money to do it. I've joined masterminds. I've extroverted myself into the world to make sure I meet new people that are doing the things that I want in my life. And so I want you to be thinking the same. Now, so let's talk about haters. Let's talk about naysayers. I just wanted to say then, just to recap on that, like all your friends and family, they're not haters. They're not naysayers. Yes, they're trying to hold you back. And yes, they are naysayers. They can tell you maybe your dreams are too big, dream smaller, stop having unrealistic dreams, be realistic, they'll say. Jai, make sure you're realistic, be realistic, stop being crazy, be more normal. People say that to me. You should be normal, okay? How do you think people are going to think about you, Jai? You're posting too much on Instagram, they say to me. Shouldn't post that much on Instagram. Hey, if someone's telling me that you're posting too much on Instagram, like what are they saying about themselves? Do they really believe someone's sitting there watching their Instagram account, like their Instagram account, and going like, oh my God, this person's posting too much. I'm going to unfollow. I can't believe how many times they post. It's just exceeded the normal. I can't believe they're doing more than what's expected or what most people do. Now, that's outrageous. Now, I don't know about you, but I know I don't have enough fans, enough people that love what I do, that sit there and watch my Instagram account and count how many times I post. I know I could post every 10 minutes if I wanted to. It's no problem. Keep posting, man. I'm posting for the people that need help, right? I'm posting for the people that I'm trying to attract into my world. The crazies, not the people that are going to judge me for posting too much. They're not the people I'm trying to attract, not my inner circle. My inner circle is huge. It's my community, and I've got to make sure that my community are as crazy as I am. That's why you're here listening to me on my podcast right now. It's because you are crazy, right? Who else listens to a podcast called Make Your Break? And you're going out there and you're going after unrealistic goals. You're listening to this guy here in Australia talking about unrealistic goals. Look what he's doing. He's crazy. You know what I'm saying? Now, the first naysayer we need to dominate, the first hater we need to dominate is ourselves. Now, I want to say that again. We need to dominate ourselves because right now, I know that voice that you hear all the time, it might be your own voice. You're doing too much. Don't post too much. Don't stand out. You can't do it. You're not smart enough. You don't have enough money. You can't afford. You don't have time. Yeah, everyone else has got time, but I don't have time because I have kids. I got kids. I'm going to blame my success on my kids. I would be successful, but I had kids. I would be successful, but I got a job. Would be successful, but COVID happened. I would be successful, like whatever it is, right? You are your own naysayer. And if you can't even dominate and be your own supporter, be your own cheerleader, it's going to be really, really hard for anybody else to show up for you. Now, this is some hard truth, and I know this is not going to land on everybody because someone here is going to be challenged. But you're listening to this because you want results, and I'm here to give you results. I'm a business coach. You know, I'm not your brother. I'm not your dad. I'm not here to give you a hug. I'm here to give you some real life knowledge and tips and say, hey, maybe you are holding yourself back. Now, we always hold ourselves back. One of the things that we do is we underestimate what we can actually do. We grossly underestimate what we can do, what we are capable of. When I do something, I'm like, man, I just hit 7 figures last year. People are like, that's crazy. I could never do that. Well, you can. I know you can. You just underestimated yourself. Your dreams are too small. Why have you reduced your dreams to be the same size as everyone else around you? Why are you still in that same circle of your friends that you grew up with that you've outgrown? You know, why are you holding yourself back? Why do you say to yourself that it's not for you, it's for other people, but the success is not for you? You are your own worst critic, right? We need to change it. We have to work on our own mindset. I don't want you to have this negative mindset about yourself. Yes, you are good enough. No, you're not an imposter. Yes, you deserve to be at the table. Yes, there's success for you. Yes, you can afford it. Yes, you do have time. Yes, you can love your kids and you can be successful. Yes, you can have a thriving business and you don't have to sacrifice your life. You don't have to sacrifice your lifestyle. Yes, you can have it all. I'm telling you right now, you can have it all. So stop putting those excuses in your mouth and think about the way that you talk to yourself because no one else is listening. You're talking to yourself. If you're coming up to me and you're like, John, man, like I don't know, like how you could talk in front of so many people at the summit, like that's crazy. Like I know how I can do it. You're not talking to me. You're talking about yourself. You don't know how you could do it for you, of course, right? But why are you talking to yourself and about yourself like that? Like, let's rise up. Let's be confident in what we do. Let's take charge and let's be our biggest support, our biggest cheerleader. You have the courage. You can do it. You can make this change. You can stand up. And another thing that I want to say is I know how much you've been through. I know that you've had loss in your life. I know you've had heartbreak. I know that you've probably lost most of your money. I know you probably don't even have money in your bank account right now. I know you're probably only 3 months away from bankruptcy. If you lost your job and you made no money from today, I know in about 3 months' time, you're probably going to lose your house. I know that. And it's probably on your mind, right? But look, we have the power to make change and we have to change ourselves. We have to believe in ourselves because if we can stand up and believe in ourselves, then at least someone else has a chance to believe in us, right? At least I have the chance to believe in you. I believe in all the people so this is just like a little plug for my own coaching program. But when people join the business map, right? They join the business map and I'm like, man, you guys are crazy. And I know you guys are not average. Because when you think about average thinkers, average is the medium. So if we measure that from like 0 to 100, that's people that are sitting at around 50%. 50%. And so above that, they're the high performers. So that's what we'll consider someone as a high performer, someone that believes in themselves enough that they'll invest in themselves. And so when I see someone that come and pay $2,500 to join my coaching program, I'm like, you're crazy. You just joined because you're ready to go after it and you believe in yourself. And so I have to have a gateway like that because I don't want to waste my time with people that don't believe in themselves enough that they wouldn't actually even invest in themselves. Like, I don't want to spend my time there. I don't go into the free Facebook groups. I don't spend my time in these places where I know it's not best used for the right people. So it's up to you to work on that mindset and to get into those right rooms. And when you're ready to get into the right rooms, then I'm here and I'm ready to believe in you because I believe that it's hard to invest in something like that. And I believe if you've done it, then you're ready to grow. You know, you don't know what the next step is. You don't know what you're capable of. Like, I don't know what you're capable of. You don't know what it is. No one knows what it is, but you have to prove it to yourself. Now, one of the best ways to get confidence is to get to work. Like I always say this, you got to get to work, right? One of the best ways to prove all the naysayers and all the haters wrong, including yourself, is to set those unrealistic goals and go after those goals, write them down every single day, look at them and keep pounding at them. Just keep going, keep pounding at those goals. You need to keep doing it over and over and over. Now, I always talk about unrealistic goals. You need unrealistic goals, big, crazy, scary goals that make you think like, oh man, how am I ever going to do this? I don't know. I'm scared. I'm waking up before my alarm because I'm trying to work out what's the next step. Now, if you just keep going towards those goals, you have no time to think about self-doubt or if you're an imposter or if you're in the wrong place. Like, you have no time because you're working on your goals. Then when you start hitting some of these goals, you're going to get that endorphin hit. You're going to prove to people that you mean business. You know, you're not messing around, and people will start showing up for you. People will be knocking on your door, sending you a DM or an email like, hey, people send me emails all the time, man. Hey, Joe, I would love to get on your podcast. I'd love to talk to you. Hey, I would love to just sit in a room with you for half an hour. Joe, I just bought a ticket to, the business map, bought a ticket to the summit. Joe, I've listened to 100 podcast episodes, and people are showing up for me. Joe, I've got this opportunity. Hey, I'd love for you to talk at my workshop. Hey, I want to do a feature of you in my magazine. Hey, Joe, I'd love to have you in Forbes. We're doing an article. Someone said that we need you in this article, right? Man, I didn't know how those unrealistic goals were going to come, but people are emailing me right now. I've got opportunities coming out everywhere. I have hundreds of DMs every single day. The emails are so crazy. I've hired someone full-time just to look after the emails because there's opportunities going everywhere. It's because I have unrealistic goals and I keep pounding at them. Year after year, day after day. Nothing stops me. Nothing stops me. Now, haters and naysayers are going to show up everywhere, and people with negative energy. And I want you to think about this. I was at the cafe today, and it's pouring rain, absolutely pouring rain. And so I get up. It's a Saturday morning. I get up, and I'm like, man, I'm ready to go for a walk. I go for a walk every single morning, go listen to a book. Doesn't matter if it's raining. Doesn't matter, And I go down to the cafe, and I stop at the cafe, and I grab a coffee. And whilst I stopped at the cafe, I was inside there just for a little bit, and I overheard a whole lot of conversations of people going like, horrible weather. Oh, geez, it's horrible. Couldn't get out of bed today. Not going for a walk today. Yeah, it's horrible. Terrible. Apparently it's terrible all weekend. And while I was staying there for about 10 minutes, I heard maybe 20 conversations about how bad the weather is, how hard it is, and how people are not going to do anything, right? And so it was really interesting to me because I'm like, man, listen to all this negative energy. And people that are giving up on their dreams, it's just raining a little bit and people are not ready to show up. Imagine them going full-time after their business, right? I don't care if it's raining. I'm going for a walk regardless. Does that make sense? I'm out there. I'm walking around. And when I was walking around, I remember meeting this guy on a walk. He had this big grin on his face. This is a few weeks ago. And he stopped me. He's like, I see you around all the time. What book are you listening to? And he knew I was listening to a book because I got that crazy look on my face and he's got that crazy look on his face. So we shared a couple of tips and we were just talking about life and how pumped we were. Go for a walk this morning. There ain't nobody walking around, like nobody. But then I see him in the distance and he walks past me and he says hi. Big grin on his face. He's absolutely drenched. His dog's completely drenched. And I'm like, man, there's someone that's showing up. You know, his dream doesn't exist if it's only sunshine. He's there all the time, working on his mindset. He's learning something new. He's out and about. He's learning something. So we hear this negative energy all the time. If I'm sitting in my studio, man, terrible weather outside. I'm like, is it? Have you ever been through a drought? You know, it needs to rain because after rain, we do have rainbows then. Also, then the whole city becomes green. Things grow. The rivers get cleaned. Like things look nice, you know. We need water. I believe it's beautiful. It's beautiful weather. I've never seen bad weather in my life. Every time there's lightning through the sky, man, amazing weather. If there's a hurricane, well, that's crazy. That's amazing. Never seen that. A big, giant golf ball size hail coming from the sky. Oh my God, I'm running around with a helmet on, you know? Running around. I remember when I was a kid, stick on the helmet, run around, see how many times you can get hit. When it used to rain, I run outside, making mudslides straight away, you know? Why did we give that up? Why do we become such naysayers for ourselves? No, I don't want to get wet today. Yeah, no, not for me. Like, why did we turn into that? So I just want to say, negative energy, you're going to hear it everywhere. You need to get out of those rooms. You want to stop associating yourself and having those conversations of terrible weather. You know, it's a terrible weather. It's a terrible day. Mondays. I hate Mondays. If you're in a room and people are talking about how much they hate Mondays, I'm tired on Monday. You need to be in a new room. If someone's not excited about every single day, I don't care if it's Monday. My dreams don't exist between Monday and Friday, baby. I'm telling you, it's all the time. You know, every day. Sunday, I fucking love Sundays. I'm waking up early. Saturdays, I'm waking up early. I love Saturdays. Fridays, I love Saturdays. I love Fridays. Thursday, I love Thursdays. You know, so many things happen on Thursday. It's a good day, right? If you're spreading that positivity into every aspect of your life, you should see what happens, man. Stuff blows up. Your business blows up because you don't have time to put your energy into hating on things, into hating the weather, you know, into hating other things. And it's so normal for everybody. I actually believe it's so normal for everyone to complain. And when I talk normal, I'm talking average. You know, most people, remember, are in that pool of average. So they know to spark a conversation with a stranger that all they have to say is like, oh, it's bad weather, isn't it? Terrible, terrible day, not going for a walk. And then they know they're going to get a response. Yeah, it's terrible, horrible weather. Wouldn't want to go for a drive today. So why is that? We accept that misery. We accept that negativity as normal. And so I know you're not listening to this and you're not normal. So you're not in the 50%. You're way well above. Maybe you're in the 80%. Maybe you're in the 90%. Maybe you're crazy, unrealistic. You're going after it. You got dreams. You got goals. You're pounding at them. You're making things happen. You're making people positive. You walk in the room, doesn't matter if it's raining. When you walk in the room, it feels like you're bringing in sunshine. Like that's what you are doing, right? That's what you need to keep doing. Someone says to me, oh, Jai, how bad's the lockdown? Hey, let's change the subject, man. It ain't bad. It's not bad for me, you know. Oh, how bad's the COVID? Hey, man, I'm not sick. I'm not sick right now. You know, let's change the subject. How bad's the weather? Hey, man, the weather is perfect. Like it didn't rain yesterday, so I'm glad it rained today. Oh, Jai, I don't have enough time. Well, I do. I have got time, you know. Jai, it's because of my kids. I'm sorry that your kids are holding you back from your success. I'm sorry that you feel that way. Let's change the subject because, you know, I don't have things holding me back. Okay, so I want you to be thinking about these things. Now, haters, they're going to come from all angles, man. I've had so many haters in my life. So many haters. It's interesting. But if you're not pounding at those goals, you're not going to get haters because you have haters and you've got creators. And so what's interesting, if you've got your head down, you're creating, there's going to be someone that's envious. I get people on my Instagram account and they want to challenge me. Jai, you shouldn't be making this. You shouldn't be doing that. You shouldn't be saying this. What about these people? What about those people? And whilst they are bringing energy and exerting and extroverting their energy onto my Instagram account, I'm on my Instagram account posting more stuff, right? I'm not on their Instagram account. I don't know who they are. They haven't done anything enough to grab my attention except trying to hate. Now, it's not their fault because we all want something. We all want something in life and we crave different needs. We all want different needs, right? So usually our needs I know Tony Robbins, he has like the 6 needs. So it's like certainty, variety, significance, love, connection, growth, and contribution. So that's what he talks about with his core beliefs. I know many other leaders have different core beliefs as well, but they all do come down to the same thing. Now, remember, if someone's in a Facebook group and they're challenging you and they're hating on you, look, they just want to feel connected. They want love and they want significance. So when you know that, they want to be seen, they want to be heard, like they want to be connected. So they are screaming for it so much that when they get into a group and they're complaining about something, maybe they're complaining about the weather, maybe they're complaining about their clients, they're waiting for someone else to connect with them. They're looking for the connection. So someone else is going to go, yes, I agree. All clients are terrible. Yes, I agree. I hate it when clients put filters on my photos. Yes, I agree. We shouldn't be sharing the secret locations with other people. So they want love, they want connection, and they're getting it the wrong way. So instead of creating, they're hating. So then maybe they're getting on my Instagram account because they want to be seen by me. They want to be seen by other people. They're the renegade that's like writing something that's a little bit different. I've sparked their interest. Maybe you're listening to this podcast episode today and you're going to be like, man, I hate this podcast episode. I'm going to write to Jai. Maybe you're a hater. Maybe you're hating on me, right? And so why are you doing that? Like, we can change. If we want connection, if we want love, we want growth, we want contribution, we want certainty, variety, we want significance, we want to feel significant. Maybe we should stop hating and we start creating. Because the more that you create, the more you're going to attract the right people into your life. I honestly believe that. Now, haters are not all bad. They also give you free advertising. I don't know if you ever noticed that, but I've got many haters. I have done so over quite a few years, because if you do anything different, like you stand out, like people are going to want to hate on you, right? And the other day, again, I'm running the Wedding Photography Summit, and I'm selling tickets for $7, and I've been sending out journals, and we're investing so much money. I got to tell you, the money, we're not making back our money, right? And we're here and we're pounding at the goals. That's what I'm doing. Got my head down. I'm doing all these things. And then all my friends keep sending me messages like, Jai, look, everyone's talking about you in this Facebook group and this Facebook group and this Facebook group. And it's all my haters, because I've dominated their attention. So they're like, look, Jai's doing it again. He's just trying to make money. Like, he's just out to get people. He's like, he's doing this and he's doing that. And I'm definitely not signing up. And he's got the wrong people in the lineup. Like, I hate those people. And he's just doing it for himself. And whilst they are spreading the good word, hating, man, they're creating awareness for me. And I'm over here creating. So when you're there creating, not only do the people love what you do, they're going to share stuff. Man, the people that also hate what you do are going to be sharing it 10 times. Now, isn't that mind-blowing? So you have pulled in the attention of everybody. And you got to say, like, hey, man, I know that you love me, or I know that you hate me, but you know about me, right? I'm doing something. I'm going after my goals. I'm pounding at these goals. I showed up this morning. I went for a walk in the rain. I listened to a book for an hour and a half, got back, I washed my dog, and I'm here and I'm making a podcast. This is Saturday for me. And while I'm doing this, you're on my Instagram account. I'll check it later. And I'm not talking about you, because you are listening to this podcast. You're one of the crazy ones, one of the 90%ers. But I'm talking about the 50%ers that show up half the time, and one half of the time they're on my Instagram account complaining about something. Maybe they're on your Instagram account complaining about something. One thing I've got to say, you don't need permission and you don't need approval from your haters. You really don't. And if you're waiting for that, you're going to be waiting for a long time. Not from the naysayers, not from the people that don't believe in you, not from your partner, not from your parents, not from your kids, not from your coach, not from anybody. Now, we get advice. We get so much wrong advice all the time. We get it from that inner circle, but we get it from so many different places. Maybe you get it from the coach that you've outgrown. And it sounds like something, like maybe it's just like average thinking, right? It sounds like something like, oh, before you go full time, like we need to have a soft runway of 3 months savings so we can be as average as everybody else, and we can just, we can slowly make sure we're working on the downside and we are not taking on too much risk. Don't be risky. I want to say that because I've outgrown so many coaches. I've had coaches and they're telling me stuff like that. Oh, Jai, have you got a backup plan? Have you got enough savings? Have you got 3 months savings in your account in case something goes wrong? Like, what's happening here? And I'm like, man, while you're working on all the downside, we're forgetting about the growth. I'm here to grow, okay? So you're going to outgrow people because they don't want to lose you. So they're trying to hold you back. So remember, you got to vet who you're getting advice from. I have friends in my life and they still, like every time I go and visit, we'll have a coffee and they're always saying like, Jai, money doesn't bring you happiness. Okay. You don't have any money. So why are you giving me this advice? Like, can you give me this advice? Have you ever had money? Okay. So that same logic, I've got a friend, he's never had a relationship. Oh, Jai, you should never get married. Relationships are horrible. Like having a wife's horrible. Hey man, you've never had a relationship. Don't tell me how a relationship is because you haven't been there. Hey Jai, like you shouldn't start a business. It's risky. Don't quit your job, it's too risky. You need 3 months savings. Hey man, you've never had a business. Don't tell me that. You haven't done it. So listen to the people that have actually done what you want. Like they're in a room where they're expanding. Like think like the roof is getting ripped off because they're like, man, I just hit this glass ceiling. I'm going next level. I'm pounding at those goals. I've got unrealistic goals. I'm writing them down. And at start, I'd write down these goals and I would laugh at myself because I'm like, holy shit, man, this is crazy. Then after a while, I'll be like, oh my God, maybe these are possible. I don't know. Then you start having new conversations. You start meeting new people. You start getting into new rooms. Maybe you start going crazy and start going for walks in the rain. Maybe you stop complaining about the weather. Maybe you stop complaining about the time of the year or the season or what the kids are doing or, what the government's doing, what the politicians are doing. Like you already know what they're doing, man. They're out there lying to you. Of course. They're going to spread some fear. So they're going to spread some scarcity. So you're going to vote for them. But like, what if you concentrate on you? And you work on your mindset? What if you start listening to people that are bringing you up? Like they are like a recharger. So they're recharging your batteries, right? They're not draining you. They're not bringing you down. Like they're giving you energy. And what if instead of us complaining about who we're hanging out with or the people that are bringing us down, what if we just go out and we meet some new people? We extrovert ourselves into the world, into a new community. What if we start the new conversation? What if we start giving to the community? What if we give thank you to our clients instead of waiting for them to say thank you to us? Like, what if we do those things? What if we, instead of saying, hey, the weather's bad every single time we see something, we say like, how beautiful is the weather today? What if we start by just changing one little thing? Now, I know this is a lot to take in, but look, you've got the courage. You can do these things. Don't forget, haters, they're honest a lot of the times. They're honest. Maybe they're wrong, but they're honest with themselves, their own truth, but they're going to give you ideas. So your job is not to try and, stop haters. You don't want to stop haters, man. Like let them come in, but use their energy. Use their energy and turn it into a positive. Maybe make a positive post from a negative comment. If someone's giving you some negative feedback, maybe change your business, pivot your business, create something new. So I remember talking to someone and they were a hater and they wanted me to actually talk at their workshop for free. Really interesting, actually. And I was saying like, well, I think you could actually pay speakers. You're charging $500 for a ticket. So why can't you pay the speakers? And so it made me realize, and it's one of the reasons why I started the Wedding Photography Summit. It's a new idea, right? I was like, what if I sell tickets for $7 Wedding Photography Summit and I still pay all the speakers and everyone's paid. All my staff's paid. My wife's paid to speak at it, right? I pay her out of my own money. What if I paid everybody? Now, isn't that an interesting concept? But that comes from a hater saying like, you can't run an event, Jai, and pay people and expect to make money or expect to actually put it on. Like you can't do that. I'm like, yeah, okay, while you're hating and justifying your ideas and your truth, man, I'm out here creating and I created a different way, right? So you get that negative energy and you can turn it and you can spin it and you can turn it into positivity. So instead of trying to stop haters, use that energy. How many times have you been told no or you can't do or you shouldn't or you're not smart enough, you're not good enough, your work's not good enough? How many times has that actually fueled your fire? It's turning into a bonfire after a while. Like I know when I was a kid growing up, like I felt my teachers didn't believe in me. Obviously, my friends didn't believe in me. My parents didn't even believe in me. Like no one believes, right? You want more for your life. And then you got everyone telling you to stay in your lane. You're not good enough. You don't have a degree. You didn't go to school. You're not smart enough to do that. Like you can't even read and write. You can't do this. You can't do that. And what if you used all that energy? You drawed all that energy as an input, and then the output was positive, and then you impacted people. You help people think in a more positive way. You shared that love. You connected with people. You help them grow. You help them contribute. You make them feel significant. You give them some variety and you give them some certainty. Like what if you did all those things? When we talked about the human needs and the connections that humans want all the time, what if we were the ones that brought those to the world, brought those to our community? Like, would that change the game or what? So I just want to finish there. And I just want to say, just to quickly recap, you've got to know you're underestimating your own potential. Like you are loved, you are connected, you're not lonely, you have people in your corner. You got people that you can listen to. You can listen to on podcasts. You got coaches. You got communities. You got all the people. You got the resources that you need. You just got to work on yourself, and you got to speak to yourself confidently and like a cheerleader would speak to someone. Be your biggest fan. Thank yourself. You got to thank yourself. You know, you are here listening to this right now. It's your choice. You made this happen. No one else made this happen, right? I could make this content, but I can't make you listen to it. You're the crazy one that's showing up listening right now. So I want you, the way that you speak to yourself, if you say something like, well, I'm doing my best, like don't say those things, because we can always do better. Everyone can do better. You can do better. You know that you've grossly underestimated yourself. You know your dreams can be bigger. You know your goals can be bigger. You know you have more time in the day. When you say, Jai, I don't have time, you know that you have time, right? You just haven't managed it. You haven't put it into a time scheduling system. You haven't prioritized things. So I understand the objection and the belief that you're putting forward, but is it true, or is it something that you're holding yourself back, hide behind? So I want you to work deep development. I want you to work on these things, and just the way that you speak to yourself. I don't want you to say, I never want you to say, you're too busy. You don't have time. You can't afford. You don't have money. You're not smart enough. You're an imposter. Your work's not good enough. I don't want you to ever say these things about you. Change it. Hey man, my work is not as good as it will be tomorrow. That's what I say. Hey, I can't afford it today, but tomorrow, wait till you see. Man, I have the money. I just haven't collected it yet. I've got the money. I can afford it. I just haven't worked out how yet, right? There's always a solution. Man, I know I can afford anything on the planet. I just haven't worked it out yet. But I'm getting there. It's there for me. The success is there for me. So please, I hope this podcast has helped. It's just some mindset shifts, something for you to work on. If you do want me in your corner as a coach, don't forget the 6-figure business map is opening up. I get in there. We do 4 to 6 hour coaching calls every 2 weeks. I just published one on YouTube if you wanted to go and have a look, sneak peek. It's called Coaching Inside the 6-Figure Business Map. You can see the things I talk about. That's on YouTube. You can find me, Jai Long. But seriously, I hope you have a good day. I hope the weather doesn't bring you down. I hope conversations that you hear around are not going to bring you down. You can put those earbuds in. You can work on yourself. You can concentrate on yourself. And you got to keep pounding at those goals. Keep showing up. Because if you're there busy working, you don't have time for imposter syndrome. You don't have time for self-doubt. There isn't any time because you're out there creating.